YouTube. This is Nurse J at Nursing the Truth, and I hope everyone is having a great day today. Yes, I have been away for too long, truth seekers, and I am back today and trying to get on board with all the news that is surrounding us. So, the first time I have been alone to think about all kinds of things I wanted to talk about today. As usual, I got God Thoth, God Anubis, and Goddess Bastet behind me with my incense going and my Himalayan salt lamp farther behind me on. So, and my lapis lazuli happens to give me wisdom and intuition and truth, as God Thoth always talks about. So where does that lead us today, my truth seekers? And also I want to thank you for everyone that has been subscribing to my channel. I hope you like my channel. I hope you get some good information, because not only do I talk about the day events, religion, prepping, or just whatever, I hope you really enjoy my channel. I try to keep it real. I try to keep it solemn at times, and I try to keep it truthful. So let's just have a little talk today. Now, just last week, or maybe around 10 days ago, we were all informed of the DHS document about a possible power outage. Now, as we know, President Trump got this information from his National Infrastructure Advisory Council called the NIAC. You can go to dhs.gov and put in NIAC, and it will come out and show you the 90-something pages of that wonderful outline of this menagerie. So, what does that all mean, Nurse J? Well, that means America is very prone to problems with the electrical grid. Truth seekers, I've been watching this for about 3 years, as I was in Virginia at that time. People call me crazy, another conspiracy theorist, a Chicken Little. But truth seekers, you have to understand that they put out movies and they put out commercials and they put out TV shows talking about scenarios like this. So that is called predictive programming. Predictive? That means it is already a thing. Predictive, it's like pre is before. Programming your mind to what is about to come in one shape, form, or another. So, always be prepared. Don't always wake up doing the same thing as you do every day, just like the Truman Show, that shows you cryptic information as well. You see, as we all are truth seekers, we have become awake, just like Truman. And he started to see things that he never saw before because he was in the Matrix. We do know, my friends, that there are forces among us that we cannot see in the ethereal realms that are goading the mortal men. So, what do we do? Well, the strong survive. The mentally prepared survive. The ones that watch the watchman on the wall. So, we have to take back our skills. We have to learn how to plant and grow. Know when to plant and grow. We need to stock up with our canned vegetables, dried fruits. Have things that last for a long time. If you have money, the 25-year shelf life foods. You can get them from Legacy Foods, Patriot Foods, or Wise Foods. Do your shopping and get that ready. Always have your water, your medicine. Nurse J went out on a limb this weekend. See, I have to do things under the cuff with my husband because he doesn't like me saying apocalyptic things. It makes him worried. He's a strong man per se, but he always tells me that he doesn't like to hear the downside of things. It's going to be Nurse J that's going to get him through the tough times and let him know it's going to be all right. So we go to Walmart. Nurse J's mind is always thinking ahead and always has her antennas up. And I observe things in the medicine aisle. A lot of things are missing. A lot of things people are hoarding that you wouldn't think of. Band-Aids, alcohol, Neosporin, bandages. I got 5 bottles of echinacea and golden seal, which is good for all of the nasty little common colds and urinary tract infections and pneumonia. And Nurse J grabbed some more Neosporin and some more alcohol and some more hydrogen peroxide. And another thing you need to be thinking about, truth seekers, is what are you going to do in a situation of an earache and you can't go to an ENT? You need to go get the homeopathic medicine from Walmart that helps with ear pain, ear ringing, and such and so forth. It's $6. I got a package of that this weekend. Also, what's going to happen if you get pink eye? You know, that is an airborne illness. And you can contaminate your family. Your eye hurts, it's red, it's draining, and it's shut. Go pick up your Similacin Sty Eye Relief for $6 at Walmart. And what is quite funny about this is when I went to go get mine, there was 1 box left. Now why? All these medicines aren't getting to us. People are on the homeopathic drive. They want out of the big pharma. So I grabbed that, and it doesn't expire into 2021, so I've got 3 years to ride that. Make sure you get the latest date on the expiration. Keep it in a cool, dark place, room temperature. So, you know, some very interesting things I saw, and when I looked into these papers, now I'm looking on my cell phone right now, so please forgive me. But when I looked at the study of the power outage situation, it says catastrophic power outage. They said there's going to be likely to no action or limited notice events. Long duration, lasting several weeks to months, at least 2 to more likely 6 months more. Affects a broad area of the nation, 75 million people, and threatening the viability of state and regional economies. It will have a cascading effect. Transportation, healthcare, gas, because to operate in a degraded state due to backup generators running out of fuel and fuel resupply hindered by limited transit options or being diverted to higher priorities. So, who's going to be getting the gas? The military will be getting the gas. We will not. So, truth seekers, start getting gas, like backup, like barrels, like get you a 10 or 20 gallon gas can. And if you have to buy it, put it in your garage and then go get your little cans filled up every now and then and pour it in there. You know? And it doesn't take nothing to put a spigot on it, hook your hose up to it, and put your hose in your damn car. You'll have gas. Now, I don't know if many of you know about this, but have already been doing exercises on us to see how this is going to work and see how they're going to be able to put this back together in a short period of time. I was very appalled and shocked when I saw this in these papers. You must get this information out. In May of 2018, 6 months ago, mind you, the state of Wisconsin held the Dark Sky exercise, which simulated a long-term mass power outage across a wide swath of Wisconsin. In parentheses, it states 45 counties, approximately 2/3 of the state, affecting 2.8 million people. Predictive programming? How are the sheeple going to act? And it was to test how Wisconsin emergency management, local emergency officials, and the Wisconsin National Guard, first responders, and private utilities would respond to an outage second and third order effects. And says that the purpose of the exercise was to test emergency and contingency plans and to increase the understanding of the coordination policies and procedures required to conduct a joint interagency response to cyber and physical threats and subsequent attacks on infrastructure. Folks, you know, they've showed movies about these camps. Look at the fifth wave. You remember the girl didn't want to go to these things because they started seeing how people were treated and how they were put away, and she ran in the woods. You know, a lot of nefarious things are going on, people. It's called Agenda 21, and Nurse J will do a video about that. Agenda 2030, Agenda 2045. We are in an age that are we the last true humans? Now, the exercise was conducted May the 15th through 17th on 2018 and 19 different locations in Wisconsin, and included more than 1,600 participants from more than 240 agencies and departments across all levels of government and the private sector. So if these people have the ability to do this on a large scale, themselves. How then can it be that a terrorist from a long way away, North Korea, Russia, China, can do it? Is it the nefarious secret government in these states that can collaborate and do it themselves? And it states that it is also included a cyber range to simulate a cyber physical attack on grid infrastructure, which brought together public and private sector participants as part of a red team, blue team scenario. Why a red team and a blue team? Is a red team Republican and a blue team Democrat? The exercise was also an opportunity for the state to test its separate secure fiber line that connects the State Emergency Operations Center, Joint Operations Center, and key private sectors. The dark sky exercise was the culmination of a multi-year planning cycle, which built on the state's participation in prior exercises, including Grid X 4 of November 2017 and the 2017 and 2018 annual statewide mobile interoperable communications exercises. And the state was also part of FEMA Region 5 Power Outage Annex and planning and workshops. Wisconsin used the exercise to test a draft emergency fuel plan and state-level fuel stakeholder coordination procedure, and the state intends to use lessons learned from dark sky to inform development of a statewide emergency fuel plan. They have the ability to shut off. And this was not the first exercise. As I said, one other in November 2017 was called the Grid X number 4. And the lights are out, my friends. Now, think about this. The scenario is a cyber terrorist attack, and we're vulnerable. But yet, the government in our own public office can shut the lights out and test and see how we would do in a scenario of that. Now, these are exercises that have been done a while ago. So what do they know that we don't know? Oh, truth seekers, it's a shame that I have to tell you this as well. How do you like this? It is called the Department of Energy's Liberty Eclipse exercise in November of 2018. Now, let's back it up a little bit. Didn't we hear through the Washington Examiner, the Daily Caller, and all those little tiny agencies on the internet that there was a threat that they were told in November? and that there was a threat in December. But yet, in the 90-something pages of the DHS document of the potential cyber attack, power outage of the grid, they say that the Liberty Eclipse exercise in November of 2018 was intended to be a hands-on test of the grid's ability to bounce back from a blackout, simulating the painstaking process of re-energizing the power grid while squaring off against a simultaneous cyber attack on electric, oil, and gas infrastructure. The goal of the Liberty Eclipse exercise was to prepare the response to a major incident caused by cyber attacks that could be frequent events in the near future. The exercise emphasized the black start process that utilities that have to restore electricity following massive blackouts first need to receive an initial jump of electricity before they could start generating it. And the 2018 Liberty Eclipse exercise focused on re-energizing the grid and was expected to further examine the electrical subsector's reliance on natural gas. It featured a 2-day tabletop exercise for grid and oil and natural gas representatives ahead of an operational drill of the step-by-step process for restoring electricity following massive blackouts. After an action report is planned that will contain lessons learned and strategies to protect the grid against emerging cyber threats. And Department of Energy aims to make the Liberty Eclipse exercise a recurring, regional, focused supplement to Grid X. So, is the truth hidden in plain sight? You decide. Told you that the dark sky exercise and the Grid X4 were played, perpetrated. All the counties in Wisconsin went night-night. 2.8 million people. And of the Liberty Eclipse, oh, isn't that something? Liberty and justice for all. Liberty. What is liberty? Eclipse. The Department of Energy aims to make this eclipse a recurring regional focus supplement to the Grid X. Folks, it doesn't have to come from another country. I do believe that the nefarious powers that be can do this to us. Go watch The Dark Knight, Batman. A dark night. I thought a knight was supposed to be a knight in shining armor. You have a knight that is dark amongst us. So there again, truth seekers, I hope I have opened your eyes, and please read that document. Hotep and Ashe and God Thoth always backs me, and I back him. I love God Thoth. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening. More videos to come.